cute little thing. Do that. You've got to have your. I told. Oh, I love that wallop stuff. I told Gerald, I don't have an entrance or intro, so you're just gonna have to smile. Don't do anything you would be embarrassed about. So he started posing, and you missed all that. I love it. I saw a short today with this massage therapist massaging a dog. He was on his back, and she was at his head, and she pulled out all these little hands for each finger. Little tiny hands for each finger, and I think I'm going to order some of those.
The dog probably loved it.
Oh yeah. It was very laid back. Oh, hello, Gerald.
Hello. Debra Zachau from Grow Your Life with Debra Zachau. I'm TarotStache. And for those of you who don't know, I was here at this cafe, and I just happened to pick up this book. I have your number.
He is the best. He is so good. Thank you so much for that.
And I actually had to. I've handed it to Jeffrey to read, my husband, and so I had to take it back. So I had it around.
Oh, I hope he likes it. I hope he enjoys it.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. It is. I just have like this many stacks of envelopes to send books out to. New York Times, Oprah show, nice. All of these different places, TV, news, local news things, and so that's my big push.
Yeah.
So
I wish you great success with that.
Thank you.
And it is one of those things, people who have a YouTube channel, you have to figure out what do you want from your YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be willing to do that back end work to make it happen and to give opportunities for it. So
that's great advice. And you know what? That's sort of the topic-ish today. And that is, we're going to pants it, which is going by the seat of our pants. We're not going to plan anything. One of the things that suggestions I had was, are you going to open a business? These are beautiful, gifted community. Want to open a reading business? Do you want to, what's on your mind on how to progress forward? And one of the things I learned about myself last night as I was getting ChatGPT to give me all the addresses for all these places, New York Times and all that stuff all over the world and stuff. I got to tell you, it said that people should get an agent to do that for them, because just to go in cold, rarely does anybody succeed. And that almost stopped me. And I thought, hell no, hell no. This book is going to the New York Times. If someone in the corner throws it in the coffee room, the break room, who cares where it ends up? It's going, because change your life at the level of action.
Yes, you change your life at the level of action. Mm-hmm. I would also say, as a practicing witch, you could put a little mojo into that.
I'm doing that. I'm conjuring.
And, you could even sign the book. And it's just like going, mine. Book has given you the insight that you need to help take your life to the next level or something like that.
Right.
A little bit of love goes a long way.
I did write in Oprah's, there's two places for Oprah, the OM magazine in New York and then Hollywood Oprah show. And so I did write in there, I signed it. Well, how did I sign that? Trust your number. Unless it tells you to go back to your ex, then literally trust anything other than that, anything else.
I love that.
I thought that would be pretty fun to think about. Let's see who's in the house. Our Sandra is here, and Bunny Rabbit's inside.
Hello.
And Linda, I figured out how to watch both of you at the same time and not driving myself crazy with the sound. So smart. You are smart.
Yes, she is.
She is. And she says, I'm in two places at the same time. Oh, that is so nice. Yes, and Purple Elephant is here.
Deb is here. Hi, Deb.
And then Bora Bora. Look, I'm here. I'm just delighted with myself. I love your humor.
Well, see, and that's another really important thing is if the work that you're doing, whether or not you're doing readings, you're doing a show or whatever, if you're not having joy in that, then something's not quite right. Because I work really hard at a lot of stuff that I do, and I'm just figuring out how to level up some of my work on YouTube. And it's hard work. It takes a lot of time because it's new. I'm enjoying it, even though it's hard work.
Right.
So.
Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's tedious work for sure. Mm-hmm. And PF is here.
Hi, Phyllis.
Phyllis. Oh, that's what it is. PF. When I'm goofy. And then we've got Maria Scorpio 92. Hello. How is Denmark? What time is it there? How's the weather? CJ, Mickey.
Mm-hmm.
And you're asking me the same question. It'll be the same answer a little later on about Philip, my love. She's asking about Philip again. It's probably the same answer, sweetheart. Oil painter. Ooh, Diana, thank you so much. And from your channel, Essence of the Moon.
Selena, hello. Had a lovely conversation with Selena, and Selena's been doing, speaking of doing a lot of work on and growing a channel, making those connections. It's great fun. It's great fun.
And this is Essence of the Moon. Awesome. So
yes,
definitely go to her channel. Yeah. And thank you for being a moderator. So Bunny Rabbit Orama, last night I dreamt I was telling someone about Gerald. I said, he's gay and fabulous. I cracked up every time I remember that.
Well, you know what? You're correct. I am gay and fabulous. I'm very happy.
I love that. Mary Joyce in the house. Oh, gosh. And Sweet Millicent. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
Oh, who said hot cha-cha-cha? Let me say, this is where I got it. I found a short. It's old black and white film. The stern mother comes into the bedroom, sparse bedroom, with this little boy in bed. And he says, oh, I'm late for school. And she says, no, there's no school today. And he goes, there's no school, the overdrive. And she left the room and he gets out. He had his tap dances on. Hot cha-cha, no school today, hot cha-cha. And that's where I got it. I thought, oh, that's for Gerald and I.
I love it. Yes. And by the way, you said we were going, we're pantsing. I am actually wearing pants. I decided to go ahead and wear pants.
It is optional. I said that in the end. Yes, well, there wasn't an intro. I said a video out.
Oh my gosh. Talk about leveling up. Did you all see that? Deborah made a commercial for a show that we were doing in like 2 hours, like a commercial. I am like going, Gerald's going to go, well, I have to level up my game, kids. Woo.
I know, that was so funny. I thought, I got it. I'm late getting this out, so let's just work a little bit longer and harder on it so it's a little more delayed.
Yeah, but look at those.
Wait, Jimmy Durante coined it back with Mrs. Calabash. Oh, is that right?
I think I remember that.
Oh my gosh.
For those of you who do not know Jimmy Durante, do a search, do an internet search and find out Jimmy Durante.
Right. He did say that. With his nose and everything. Oh gosh. Well, today is a big day because when you pants it, you just let it fly. So whatever anybody comes in with, we're going to talk about. So we want to talk about your neighbor? Good to go. If you want to talk about putting together a show for yourself, if you want to start your channel, if you want to start reading, if you want to be more accurate, just want to be marvelous, I'd like to talk about one thing I want to bring to the table is what people get. Don't say that you're so old, oil painter, my sweet friend Diana. Don't do that. So, you know, what people get when they sign up. Hi, Cheryl. Sign up for a reading with either one of us, because I think there's an idea out there that you have to be in total crisis to do it, to call someone, to get a different perspective. And one of the things about having a reading with an advisor is that it does bring different ideas to the table. You still are in total control with your own choices, but it gives you a little different flavor and helps you stop and what. But here's what I have heard. And what people tend to do is that they can't figure out what's bothering them long enough to form the right words to ask the advisor what they want. The very first thing we all say is, what would you hope to, you know, I say, what would you like to accomplish during our time together? Mm-hmm. And instead of what's going on, tell me everything, leave nothing out, that type of thing, because it usually rambles too much. But at the end, how would you like to feel? Yes. And then we'll reverse engineer it. How is that how you do yours too?
It's similar to that. I am when I do a reading, and I just did a reading today with somebody, I am a participatory reader. I am expecting you, as the person getting the reading, to be active in the conversation.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to say, if what I'm saying does not resonate with you, tell me. This is your time and your money.
It's not going to offend us.
Yeah, and actually, it's going to make me feel really good when you say, no, you know, that's not working for me, because then I can adjust. Because, you know, my job, or I consider it my job, the reason I like to do readings is it helps people get additional insight they may be missing, they may not have considered, and it is all about empowering themselves. Mm-hmm. It's returning the energy to you. I get to be a mirror, and I get to go, look, here's what I'm seeing, and you're too close to it.
Right. Mm-hmm. What is everyone, when you, people in the audience, when you want to get a reading, what do you expect?
Ooh, good question.
That you have, when you leave that reading, what do you expect? And how often do you leave a reading, no names, but how often do you leave a reading where it isn't insightful? I've had that when I'm doing like psychic fairs, when it's one right after the other and it's just pick a card and you think, oh, that's nice. Some of the mini readings we do, and that's nice. What am I going to do with that information, type of thing? But understanding that if you have the right combination of words for someone who's struggling, it's I think I told you I went to this birthday party and I had read this lady. She remembered me. I didn't remember her, but read this lady, and it was like 15 years ago.
Wow. I love this.
She says, I had a live reading with you 15 years ago about my husband and I. And what you said absolutely changed my life. It gave me every bit of information I needed to make a wise choice. And I'll never forget that. And I'll always be grateful for you. And I thought, that's it.
Yep.
I can die now. And be fine.
Please don't.
Oh, well, I can die happy.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah. That feedback is really valuable because oftentimes, and not just readers, we never know the impact that we have on the other person. That, you know, it could be somebody that I was standing behind in the grocery store and I smiled at and I said hi. I never know.
Yeah.
And I think that's really beautiful. So what, I mean, people watching, what do you, when do you get a reading? When do you figure out you need a reading? Hi, Jonathan.
Jonathan, kiss, kiss. So nobody's participating. You just want to see us talk back and forth. Come on, guys. Do you think we're just here getting out of the sun?
Yeah. Well, it is one of those things that I do, and I've talked about this before. I think Purple Elephant Deb H and I have talked about it, about ethics of doing readings. Oftentimes when people come to a reading, they're already in some level of distress. Yeah. And so that's something to keep in mind is if you are doing any type of reading or you want to help people, keep that in mind. There's already this level of stress. And I do like to keep it, I want to, so for me, I'm bringing that up because I like to usually, if I want a reading, it's my well baby visit. It's like a checkup every 4 months. What's going on for me? What am I working on?
Usually in times of struggle or confusion. I think you're really wise, Nikki.
Yes. Yes.
Very wise in that. Because it's almost like, okay, Jonathan, Jonathan, I've got Jonathan on my mind because he's an advisor as well. And it's like, I'll talk to Jonathan or you or somebody and then I say, okay, I got this. Okay, I got this now. Thanks. It's like, get me on the right. Nobody is someone's entire ladder to enlightenment, but we can be a couple of steps.
Yeah. And I love what Mickey was saying is because, it's the times of struggle or confusion, and it doesn't mean we're in crisis. It just means I need some clarity. And sometimes talking with another person, they get to say the word that, like you just said, okay, yep, I got this. I know what I need to do. So it's really cool.
I can do it. Yeah, I can do it. Yeah. So Sweet Millicent says, I am not one who gets readings very often. People see my past, which was not very good. Oh, you're giving us way too much credit. My sweet friend, please. You are, no. We don't see a thing. So Spirit gives us what is necessary in the moment. We don't go snooping around. We do not have permission to go snooping around every which way but loose. So I hope you understand that. Don't be afraid, but find someone you trust. I promise never to snoop around your past.
Well, I mean, and that's an important thing about ethics. And
I can't.
Yeah. Trusting
not available to anybody.
Yeah. Trusting your gut. I mean, and if I have this ability, and it's a good thing and not a good thing. I try to be really present in the reading at the moment. And I have to take notes just in the sense that if I need to refer back to something 5 minutes ago, it's written down because I get into this rhythm and connection. So I don't necessarily remember what was said. And so, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't do that only because every person's a new, fresh person every minute. And so like, for instance, I'll throw the cards when we first meet. I'll throw the cards and with the intention of what kind of energy are they coming with right now. And then we'd have a little reading, and then I throw the cards for myself, not for them, to see if there's been a shift. And then I keep doing that for myself, not them, to see if there's a shift. If I'm saying the right things enough for them to come up with their own, with what is needed at the time. That's part of it.
That's a nice way to say that. I like that description because it is about being in the moment. And simply by coming and talking with someone, you've already adjusted the energy around what you're doing. Yes.
So, I Sweet Millicent, I would love to read for you and guarantee you I don't know anything about your past, sweetheart.
And later,
but you know what this makes? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, Sweet Millicent also said, I am also psychic.
Okay. So
and I'm like,
a lot of people don't need it. Yeah. Because there's Terry says that she goes through their spirit guides. You know, we all have our counsel and stuff. So that could help. This statement, though, I may be going down the wrong spot, but you know what? It's a pantser day.
Go for it.
This reminds me, so people who are just listening. So Sweet Millicent had said, I am one of those who gets I am not one who gets readings very often. People see my past, which is not very good. Okay. That statement makes me feel exactly about gypsy readings. Now there's a culture of people, a race of people that are Romanian or gypsy theory, and I didn't believe it until I lived in a town where the king of the gypsies had lived, and I saw what they did to the neighborhood. I saw what their ethics are, and getting one up on somebody else was their culture. I'm not saying it's good or bad or wrong or right. For me, I was nervous around them to the point where my car kept getting nails in it. So I'd wake up with flat tire now and again. And there were these little terrible things that would happen. They were very inconvenient and expensive for me at the time. Then my car was getting broken into, and I suspected it was the family down the block, as they would roam at night stealing from cars. So I left my car open with a note hanging from the rear view mirror that they can see from the outside or the inside. And it said, I think it only fair for you to know that I am a practicing witch. In all seriousness. And my car never got touched again. So there's that type of thing. But back to the question, if someone tells you they know you, I know you, Sweet Millicent. I know you've done this and this and this in your past life. You should feel totally ashamed of yourself. So what makes you think you can go a step further without this crystal or this spell or this whatever, right? So understand that is not real. Those aren't real.
Yeah.
So a well check is a great way to describe it, like you said. And Terry directly with my spirit guides, and then she looks looking for direction. And Oil Painter said, oh, yes, Deb, when we have a chat, I walk away with the clarity that Gerald is talking about. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. Yeah. So Jonathan says, January 31st, I was, look at that. How did you do that?
It's magic, because
it's agree. Magic in that cafe.
Yes, it's magic in the cafe.
And he says, I was wondering, wandering tarot reader for a moonlight masquerade party. Those are fun. And since it was at a wine bar, I decided to use tarot coins. I love your coins in a sack and a wooden bowl to give readings. And I'm hoping he can do that. Is so cool. I think, because it's not just, we have a lot of different tools, and a lot of people can just hold something or whatever gets you into the room of knowing, that's what we do. You're very talented too. 7 life path, by the way. Oops. Very connected. My very good friend is awakened as well, as we talk and read for each other if need be. I like that. If you can keep it objective, that's cool. And then he says, the owner told me everyone she asked said my readings were spot on. I believe it. Plus, Jonathan, you are very well connected. Also, so is Gerald. And I'll tell you why. Gerald is a 9 life path, which means that he comes into this lifetime with a lot of the lessons of past lifetimes. So he's going to be the one that says, I don't know why I know this, but I know this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so that type of thing. But the nice part about Gerald's reading is that he doesn't waste time trying to explain away why he knows something. He trusts it. Along with Jonathan, who is an amazing advisor. First of all, he's the 7 life path, very, very well connected. But you have, Jonathan, you have put together so many different tools for people to enjoy while they're getting a reading, or I don't know if you make them for sale. I would love to have some coins, though. Something to try out and move through. You're just a very gifted person. And Sweet Millicent says, I'm always also psychic. Absolutely. I think a lot of people who come to this channel and our community is very, very psychic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I love it. For me, one of the things that I do is, and Deb had said it later on. It's just like when I get a reading, when I get the nudge to do it. Yeah. I have a few hundred tarot decks and 100 oracle decks. So, but there's nothing there, when you find a rhythm or an energy connection, pay attention to that. I think it's a lot. It's very important, especially as a reader or someone who has that. So.
Right. Cheryl says, I've only had mini readings. In the past, all the readings have been on the same issue without me mentioning the issue. It's confirmation that I'm doing the right thing. That's neat. Mm-hmm. That is neat. Few people have the same viewpoints or open-mindedness. Rigidity impedes some connection or trust. That being said, I just have to trust. I wonder how you feel about this, you and Jonathan, and any other reader. I feel the person sitting in front of you it's orchestrated. The connection is appropriate. Whether that you feel that person is competent, the advisor is competent or not, or if the message is competent or not, because there's got to be a reason why it satisfied something. What do you think?
I agree with that. I think I do pay attention to who is requested a reading from me or who gets selected for a reading. I think that's an opportunity for everyone, for me and the other person. And I have learned in my years to just be willing to follow that. Mm-hmm. And sometimes the reading, and I know, people who do readings online, it's like, wow, this message is also for me as well. And when you know that, when you recognize that, I like to pay attention to what's for me and what's for the other person. And sometimes when they blend, it's also, for me as a reader, it was very helpful to learn what's coming from the cards and the spirit team and the guides, and what's coming from Gerald's experience.
Right. Okay.
So I think that's a big thing. What are you sharing from your own experience, or because everyone's experience influences how they see every reading.
Mm-hmm. Yes. That's as we're all, we say, oh, we're all so unique, but there's 12, astrological things. There's 9 to 14 numbers. And, how can we be so, it's all of our history and what we bring into the incarnation, plus what we've learned so far, using that brings the uniqueness in. Mm-hmm. For sure. And I use the cards a lot of times to make sure I'm not moving into my imagination, which would be my stuff. Right. Yeah. And so I ask as I'm reading, I'll have an idea, like the mini readings we do. I'll have an idea. Oh, this feels like the answer. But because I'm a creative, I don't trust it. I just need my cards to say, you're way off. Look, read the cards.
Well, and that's a beautiful thing. You know that about yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
And when you know it about yourself and you pay attention to it.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a really important thing, because when I'm, when I have somebody do a reading for me, I actually do an interview with them to find out whether or not they're, and this is Gerald, who's, an overachiever.
Yes,
but I'm like going, I'm like going, is their energy the right one to, do I feel a connection to it? And what's interesting is sometimes that connection is annoyance, which means, and then I hear, you need to lean into that. They're going to tell you something you don't really want to hear, and you've got to be willing to hear it. So, but that's Gerald's, your mileage may vary.
Yeah, your spidey sense, that type of thing. Oh my gosh.
Spidey sense is great.
I love that. So Maria's here again, and she was saying she likes my readings. Thank you, spot on. Say and that you always see the whole and true me. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I love the whole you, Maria Scorpio. We all have our glitches, and your glitch is named Philip. And so I'll just sit with you while you glitch with Philip, all the while saying there's something better. And if you don't mind me keep saying that, I don't even need to have to look at my cards to see if I'm right on. That's just the last thing Spirit had said was she needs to figure out who she is, discover who she is without Philip constantly on her mind. That's so God bless you on that, Philip glitch. And Mary Joy says, I don't get readings often either, but I do. It's for guidance or what Spirit is saying that I didn't hear. Oh, that's good. I would think just deciding to reach out changes things.
Yeah, it's that sense of when you've reached out for a reading, the energy has already shifted.
Yeah. And we've got, let's see. She says, my first wedding ring was stolen by gypsies in Buenos Aires. Long story, but they actually encircle you, yes, and sort of mesmerize you, yes. And I know that's strange. It sounds strange. So I would be in a store and the family would come in, or I don't know, a lot would come in, and I would leave the store as quickly as possible because you will be robbed. The store, they just allow them to leave with whatever they want to take. It's a very but they're very evil eye centric. And that, I don't care what you say, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
So they're called anger spears is what I call them, but evil eye. And so, yeah, they're a real thing. Thank you for backing me up on that. Because sometimes when I say it, people think, Deb, you're being dramatic again. No. Oh, we have a gypsy in the house. Sweet Melissa, right on. And witches. Yeah. I'm not saying that if you are a gypsy, you are like that. I'm saying the culture is like that. And so when I was hairdressing, I had clients like that, and it was very unique. Just had to watch it. And brother from another mother is talking about Jonathan. Aloha, brother from another mother. So it's just silk steel. Hello, everyone else I don't know, and those that I have missed. God bless you for keeping everyone up on things.
Yes, it's great to see.
So she says, I met one of those gypsy fortune tellers in San Francisco. A little ability and a lot of scam. Yeah, I was so desperate when I first moved here. I was so broke. I was so desperate. I was recommended to someone. I drove all the way there. It had the hand in the window, the neon hand in the window. I thought, I didn't think much of it, even though I should have done that. But I went through the reading, and she said, something's going to happen to your car, but don't worry about it. It's going to be all right. And I thought, oh no. I knew then that, oh no. So I said, okay. And then I drove away. 2 miles down the road, my car breaks down. Have it towed. Now I was broke. I didn't have any money for this. There was all of a sudden, there was diesel in my car. So as I was in the reading, someone put diesel in my car in a way where it would be raised to the top. So when it won't break down right there. Anyway, so just be careful with the neon hand in the window. Be careful.
Yeah. And I think this is one of the things, follow your gut, because there are people who are just, they're not reputable. So.
But man, I recognized how desperate I was. I mean, that's what I learned. You have to be pretty desperate for that. I'm losing space here. I lost everything. Lost my way in the chat. Just a minute.
That's okay. And Deb said, I get a reading when her guides tell her to. And
awesome. It's almost like they're sitting there with their hands on their hips or their clipboards and say, come on, we've told you every way we can. Go to Gerald. Have him tell you.
Actually, Deborah, yes. That is oftentimes what happens. It's interesting. CJ said, I want someone who is going to tell me the truth. This is something, and I had a mentor who told me this when I was looking into graduate work in Gestalt therapy. Honesty without support is brutality.
Honesty without support. Oh, yeah, it is.
Brutality. So you want somebody who's going to tell you the truth in a way you are able to hear it right now. And that's a really important thing. So
I would like a reading and feel somewhat that I need one, but I'm afraid I will not get the clarity I'm looking for. You know what I'm afraid of? Hearing something that's ridiculous, that's going to stick in my head like a broken record, like your car's going to break down. Your car's going to break down. Right? I had, after Linda G, and I got some business, a big bunch of business, someone never had a reading before, decided she liked my style, want to try it. But her and her girlfriend was saying, just don't say something that is going to harm me. And she was very nervous. So I said, I know exactly what you mean. Because when someone comes for a reading, their heart is completely open. Heart is completely open. So, yeah. And I
think this is that idea is one of the things that I like to do when I start a reading for someone, I'm going to check their numerology. I'm now going to check it in 2 ways because I now know how to do that.
Yeah.
But I want to understand why they're there. If they have a question, because a well thought out question results in a better experience. And so if you are a person going to a reader and you're not sure why you're there, you can start with, I'm not sure why I'm here. And then the conversation can beautifully unfold that. And I've done readings with people who it's just in the conversation, the insight and the support that they needed shows up.
Right.
I'm typically always shuffling cards in that. So the energy's there. But that really key, a good question is really important.
Yeah, it is. But if you don't have a key question, you can just say, I don't feel fulfilled. That is a wonderful question.
That can give, especially Deborah, if you're willing to follow where it leads and to get curious about it.
So if you don't have the right combination of words that you feel would explain it, don't let that not stop you from calling somebody and helping. Now, somebody just said here, Raven says, I did 2 chapters in my book today, grocery trip and trip AA home group meeting. I'm chilling now. You wrote or read?
Wrote. He's writing a book on his duality in the tarot.
Oh, yeah. This is Tim, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Tim. So, you're writing a book. I didn't know that, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to talk to you sometime about being a self-published author. Yeah.
And when she suggests that, Tim, because I think Timmy are you an 11 too? Is that what you are? I don't remember.
11. And Jonathan said you walk the path of an 11. Did I get your numbers wrong? I thought you were a 7. Jonathan, I'd be embarrassed if I remembered wrong, but I revere you as a 7 and an 11. You are an 11 too. Definitely in life, the reading that I am getting and have gotten is exactly what needs to be said. But you're very receptive, Randy. I mean, you're open and really receptive. Mm-hmm. And I appreciate that. Just fabulous. Gerald. Isn't that nice?
That is nice. Thank you.
Jonathan says, we all have personal lens that we see all things through. It's holding that knowledge in mind. Yes, that's it. It's holding that knowledge in mind when reading and knowing the memories that are triggered are just the way your guides communicate with you. Yes.
Yeah. Well, and we were talking about that, about your class that you had. Was it last Saturday, this past Saturday, or the time before?
Time before.
Yeah. And so, because every reader brings their own experience with them to a reading, it's how do we maximize the tools that we have to help us give a meaningful reading to someone? So, you translate your thoughts into universal truths.
That's right. Translate like my experience into universal truths, because my experience isn't their experience. But I like that. I think Essence was saying that.
Yeah.
When spirit guys, Mm-hmm. But here we are. I mostly do self readings. I don't do readings. For other people yet, honey. Let's get you on. Come on in. let's get you going. Mm-hmm. And believe the energy is shared in readings. Mistrust is from those less open to evolved thoughts. I don't know. Can I push back on that a little bit, Mickey?
You can if you want.
I'm going to try.
I mean, we're pantsless. We're pantsing it here, people.
Yeah, we're pantsing it. The hot cha-cha. That's right.
And it's it's less chaotic than jazz.
I just caught that little dun-dun-dun, a little pause. Mistrust is from those less open to evolved thoughts. That's assuming I have evolved thoughts. I might be in my imagination when I'm in that, and if someone closes their mind to what I'm saying, I have to trust that to be okay, the right thing for them. Mm-hmm. I can't imagine that I would be the only one in the room of 2 that knows everything, knows what's best. So when you feel closed-minded about something, I would bless that more than I hope it. Oh, did I offend you, Mickey? I might have offended you. I do apologize if I offended you, but bail me out, Gerald.
I think one of the things that yes, energy is shared in the readings.
Yes.
And the mistrust is, I would adjust it a little bit, Mickey, and your mileage may vary, it's just like people who are less open to hearing thoughts that are different than theirs. Because I am willing to hear things that are different than my
thoughts.
Well,
that's true.
I am by no way thinking that I'm very evolved. And so I love the idea of being willing to go, I don't know about that. I mean, for those of you who follow my channel, I do a lot of shows with people who were exploring a topic. So, and Mickey said down at the bottom, what I'm trying to say is very religious folks who don't believe in what you do. So religious, the religious people in your family.
Oh yeah, a lot. Well, then you can say the same thing, only in a pedestrian kind of way.
Yeah,
like a religious kind of way or something. But that takes a lot of times is not worth it.
Yeah, Mickey, that's I get that. I understand what you're saying, and a lot of times people, they're just not willing to see something differently. They're missing a whole opportunity to engage the world. It's like, when you turn 50, suddenly you're not allowed to have fun anymore. Right? You're an adult. You should behave in a certain way.
Right. I don't know.
Maybe not.
Yeah. Not. And Jonathan, you're 11 too. And so how did I get the 7? I think, was it your name? I don't know. We were, he says, I'm always evolving and never evolved. Boy, I know that.
Oh, Mickey.
It's not in the Bible. It's not in the light.
And guess what? I got a stack of Bibles here that I'm leafing through because I'm doing some comparison. And there's some really, really wonderful truths in there that have, here's the controversy, everybody. Because people want to control other people.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's a TarotStache message. Leave Debra out of it. I'll own it. I'll own it. So
expand on it. There's some wonderful things in the Bible.
There are a lot of wonderful things in the Bible. And it's just that, it's the lack of open-mindedness.
Yeah.
And so
because they have to have just enough to make you want more or do more.
So I think it's one of these things that it's an interesting, and I was very fortunate. People have heard me share this before. I'm very spiritually curious. And my mother, when I was asking her questions about other religions, I said, well, there's got to be a common link. And she's like, I think you may be right. Why don't you go look and see what the common links are?
How smart, instead of her coming in. Yes. What an evolved thing to say to your child.
Especially one that's a 9 who comes in and goes, I know there's a link here, but I don't have any proof to it. So
Silk says, when I hear something that doesn't fit with me, I have taught myself to have the first thought of, that's interesting, that's sweet. And I do that because it leaves it open for further consideration. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Well, and go ahead.
I was just thinking, if I'm in a reading where it goes sideways like that, I mostly just smile and nod and stop listening. But you leave it open, so you're a better evolved person than me. Well, I think that's wonderful.
Yeah. And I think if it doesn't sit with, there's this idea of, if you don't like something, then you have to analyze and you have to go into deep concentration and meditation about why it doesn't resonate with you. Yeah. And I'm going to say, I call bull on that. If it doesn't resonate you and you want nothing to do with it, great, then have nothing to do with it. No one is forcing you to sit on the naughty step and think about what you did.
Right.
Because
right.
that, I mean, you know, it's like, boom.
I love what you said. And I think we're taking it a little off what you had meant it to be, but it's true. We were taught during our look at your shadow years. We were taught that we need to stay in the muck until we feel better about things. And then we got into our self-care, and then it goes into toxic self-care where we do nothing but our toxic self-care. And so we have to be even about it. But right now, in this stage of my life at 70, when I see things that aren't connecting, like I don't spend a lot of time on it and anymore. And boy, life gets easier when you do that. Now, when you're young in your 20s, you know, this isn't good advice for people in their 20s, but
well, you have to learn, and you have to understand how you hold out into the world. So,
yeah, go ahead.
There are some amazing people in the chat. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
Yes. Do you see? I'm sort of behind the scene. She says the lack of open mindedness. You're better than me right now, that's for sure. And Mary's been lurking. Usually do. Gerald, you're great at teaching and making it fun. Yes. And presenting concrete things to do. God bless. You are a really good coach. I'm a lousy coach, but you are really, really good. You hold people accountable in such a loving, wonderful way. I never want to disappoint you. So I think, okay, I'll do it. We're talking about the Bible here. Okay. Oh, you know what? I wish I could tell you that. Where's Aries and Mars in your chart? Have no idea. Somewhere on the paper.
I was just going to say, in the chart, is that
close enough?
Chart?
But so this is what I do, aspiring. What I do is if my life goes bad, it's Saturn's fault, no matter what. Wherever Saturn in, it's tomfoolery up there. Get out of my. Yeah. I create space for the belief system. They haven't.
I love that, because that is meeting people where they are, and it's not giving them. If you push back on them, then you become exactly what they expect of you. And if you just hold space for them and you make space for that, you make space for the other person. Let me tell you, that can discombobulate people, because they're like, what? Oh, okay. Wait a minute. I was ready for a big argument. And it's like, it doesn't matter. You're hearing. I always try to make sure that somebody feels heard. Mm-hmm. And I genuinely want to understand what they're saying. I don't have to agree with them. I just want to understand.
Right. That is awesome. We've got somebody talking about astrology, that foreign language. Have you ever studied astrology, Gerald?
I have, yes. I've studied it. I've done the real sky, the true sky, and it which is close to sidereal, and it is not something that is in my wheelhouse at this time.
Yeah.
And notice how I said that. It's not in my wheelhouse at this time.
At this time. Yes. Is there something you are studying or wanting to study, or on the back burner to study?
I am really enjoying working on creating my tarot class, my Tarot the Stash Way, and allowing that to really deepen and to have an understanding, because it's so interesting to go, back, 15 years ago when I was doing real formal studies, it was always like this. And well, now I have new experiences that relate to these things. So
that's awesome. So when is that going to be available, or is it available and I missed it?
It is not available yet. I am doing reactor groups. I have a reactor group in a couple of weeks about the court cards. So I'm doing a reactor group about the court cards. And, for those of you who don't know, there's this great book. It's called Decode Tarot by Debra Zachau. She does not know I was going to do that, but I had to do that. And it's I always love seeing how other people look at the court cards. When I started the TarotStache playlist, people they were really worried about court cards, and I was like, I love court cards. These are great. And so we started with it. The court cards is the first in that playlist, and it's fun. It's fun.
It is. Once you know the family. What'd you see?
And Healing Readings with Donna Marie said, hey, I've got that book too.
Thank you, Donna Marie. I've been thinking about you. I got this new little web camera for over the top, and I got the arm and everything. I'm going to try and work with 2 cameras so I can do stuff on the table.
Nice.
With cards and things like that. Oh, she says, Essence says, the court cards are my nemesis. I was recently told to assign each of the courts to someone you know. Well, that's true. Now, I can tell you a story. Want me to tell you a story about the court cards? Okay, yes. There is a cul-de-sac with 4 houses on it. And each house holds a family. Of course, each house has a sign. There's the wand family and the cup family, and all of those families, so separate families. What would their front yards look like? Mm-hmm. Think about that. The wand family, the court cards, and we got the king, queen, the knights and the pages running around. What on earth would their front yard look like? I would think there would be Tonka toys and big wheels and a weed whacker that was left out overnight, and there'd be all this activity, but nothing really picked up because there's a lot of the action is too quick there. They start not finish and things like that. Whereas the Cup family would have this reverence in their front yard. They would have the tree that holds the ornaments of each season. So the whole neighborhood would be able to drive by their house and see a tree that with a bunch of scarecrows on it for winter solstice, or eggs when there's Easter. That's that sweet Cup family. When you have the Sword family, they would be just thinking about what they want it to look like and executing it, and then having it maintenance. So it would be kind of neat and then, but the Pentacle family, also the Sword family, would have different different things. There'd be a bird bath one day, and then they'll add something else, a new idea would come in through Amazon, and a little squirrel family over here, and ornaments and things. But the Pentacles, they will have a little space for a garden, vegetable garden, and it would be mapped out. And if it wasn't meticulous by their own doing, they would hire a wand or wand family to come over and cut those shrubs so they're straight and things like that. So that's how you get to know the suits.
Yeah. And I think for me, part of the way I approach it is the page has a certain energy about them. The knight has a certain energy about them. The queen has a certain energy. The king has a certain energy. How do they demonstrate the aspects of that suit based upon their personality? So, TarotStache Way coming soon. But I think it's a really interesting thing because, kings and queens are equally powerful.
Mm-hmm.
They demonstrate the power of that suit differently. And Robin Wood talks about it. The queen will show you, the king will tell you.
I like that.
And but I think there's, because I always want to have that beautiful sense of balance about it. And you were saying the court cards have to be a family. For me, visually, when I lay out the court cards, I want them to look like they belong together. I don't want, visually, for me, that's an important thing.
I don't understand what you're saying. When I explain the family, the whole family of that suit lives in one house, what would that chaos look like? That kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
So the essence of that suit would be demonstrated. So if you have a lone page and a lone king from different suits, then at least, is that what you're saying? Or maybe I'm missing it.
I'm actually saying visually, when I lay out the court cards, visually, I want the court cards to look like they are related, that they belong together. I want the offspring, the page and the king, the knight, to look like they might be a result of the coupling of the king and the queen.
Oh, interesting. What?
That's just for me. So
interesting. Well, I'll have to take your class for sure. So that's coming, and that's going to be on a post and into a lot of the shows. Also, you're getting together a calendar so people can formally make times to see you, to have readings. And also, but in the meantime, you can casually make an appointment by emailing you. Is that right?
That is correct. And it happens to be TarotStache@gmail.com.
There you are. And it's in the show notes too. So please enjoy. So this has been really, really fun. Hi, Terry. You just, I want cohesion. Oh, here we go. Got a little something for you. Gerald, you want cohesion in the courts. I think that's something that I look for as well. Interesting. I'll have to think about that. Oh, and here's a testimonial. Gerald is a phenomenal reader, guys. Definitely book a session.
Oh, thank you.
So there you are.
Well, and I think it's really, Deborah, when you're doing readings for people, do you ever, you have a reading for someone. Do you ever get information showing up before the reading starts?
No, I don't want that. I have.
Okay.
I have, but I put it aside. It's just like when you're doing mediumship, and I know what you're saying is sometimes mediums will come in and say, oh, so-and-so popped in while I was getting ready. I don't do that because, again, I have an imagination. I have creativity down to my bones. And so I will convince myself, full disclosure, something is going on, and it will just take, it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out. So I prohibit that. Just saying. How about you? You probably get hits.
Well, I try not to get hits because I'm wanting to be with the person and that energy. But boy, sometimes when it shows up, I sort of go, hi, please hold. And then I finish up. And because it's that idea of, and I've had conversations with multiple people, it's like, set your limits and set your boundaries about how you want to interact with. If you have a spirit team that works with you, this is a volunteer position, people. You can tell them no.
Yeah.
And Linda has shared, Linda has shared she has an agreement with her, the Akashic Record guides and masters of, here's the guidelines for what you can show me when I'm doing a reading on it. And so, yeah.
Yeah, because I do their numbers if I have that information. I don't need it ahead of time. And that's only to understand how they're going to understand me. It doesn't tell me what is going to be said, but the way I say it, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But so book an appointment with Gerald and you won't regret it. I have space for some private readings coming up, and people who, I think there was one person left that I need to mail a book to. Anybody who won a book, I have your number book, one of these, and don't get it in the next week, like this coming week, then please get a hold of me because I might have misplaced everything. So, hey, wait a minute. I got a sister here. By Bush, by God, Indigo Stash. Hello, Sash. Ash. Sorry. I'm a creative as well. And those hits I welcome when they happen. For me, it feels like an important message I need to share. Interesting. Yeah, I don't trust myself because, and also, I think it was because I was working on the hotlines and every call was one right after the other. And you just have to clear the, clear the slate. And that's how I work. But I hope this has helped those of you who are doing readings and want to do readings and want to get readings and understand. I like this kind of pantser stuff. This is a good conversation.
I think it's fun. And, I enjoy conversating about what we do and how we're doing it and what we've learned, because that's the holding the space for each other. I mean, there are a whole lot of readers out there on YouTube. There's a whole lot of videos on YouTube. And thanks for spending time with us, because it's so, I'm so grateful. If something doesn't resonate with you or doesn't connect, go somewhere else. I mean, and believe it or not, Deborah, I know, hold on to your hats, people. And this may be, I am not for everyone.
What?
Okay? I know. I am not for everyone.
Don't believe him.
Yeah. And guess what? That's okay.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. Definitely. So I just want to squeeze this one in. Does an empath as an empath, I have to keep my protection strong and high. I didn't always do that. You know what that means to me? And it left it hurt before. You know what that means to me, Silk? I'm just going to say it since we're pantsing it. When I see that, it means it's like when I have to have my protection high, I'm assuming that's me saying that I'm not protected. And so I get nervous about that kind of language. But what I translate that to be, and this is what I do, is that I stop reacting to whatever is said. I think that's where what I was saying before is that I just shut down. I just stop reacting, because then there's nothing that can hurt or stick on me. But yeah, empaths have a hard time. Man, I know the pain of an empath. I walked up, ordering a sandwich or something at Subway and look at the person. Right as I was ready to order, I started tearing up. I thought, oh God, just order your sandwich. I'm sorry that she's having a hard time. Right? Yeah, and say a prayer. So I love you all. Thank you so much for coming. And we'll do this again sometime quite soon. We love your feedback. Please comment, like, and hype. Appreciate you guys. Love you. See you later.